Hey, hey, hey.
We are here.
We are here in the house. What's
Yeah.
up, Girl Chat Sports with Mo and Mel on another West Coast Wednesday. Hey, if you're watching, give us a share, give us a like, and forward on. We got some good stuff. We're going to talk obviously about the NABA finals that's going on right now. I know you can tune in on your phone or your iPad while you're
Right.
watching, so do that. We'll talk about our Golden Knights and the Stanley Cup finals. We're going to talk about the Aces, of course. We've got some Major League Baseball stuff. We've got some NFL stuff. We got a lot of stuff. FYI, a little housekeeping. No show next week. I'm on vacation and I'm not
Good for you.
bringing all the stuff with me. So vacay, and then as far as the following week, we'll be going on Thursday instead of Wednesday. So just FYI, in case you miss us next week, you can just go to our YouTube and rewind it a little bit.
Right.
Hit the
Right.
rewind button. You know what I mean?
Right.
First, I just want to give a big thanks to the advancement of Black in sports. Our guests last week, Gary Charles, Sunny Vaquero, and Ndidi Messi, because as well as Uniquely Driven LLC, who helped us with the guests, as well as allowed myself, and I know you couldn't make it, but I took my cousin, my little
Yeah, you
cousin
look
who's in
really nice.
town,
You look really
to
good.
the formal gala for the Legends and Champions. We had a great time. I made a quick little video, well, quick, like a minute or so video. So I want you to take a look and enjoy what I got to take part in on Saturday.
And so honored to have this award in Sunny's name. So I took some time to think about different words that describe Sunny. Smart, thoughtful, strategic, out-of-the-box thinker. He took calculated risks. He was unapologetically himself.
I never imagined at any point in my life that I would be receiving, whether it's the award here at this wonderful event for ABIS or a sports Emmy. Also never even thought about it. I never decided that I was going to wake up and try to be the best Black anything. I decided I was going to be the best me.
With so many great people with ABIS, and I can't say enough, Gary, you were a lifeline for all of us during the horrific murder of George Floyd by assembling us together. Your vision, your leadership, your passion,
I was one of the guys that they had to pull a lot of strings to get me into this camp because no one knew who I was. And Sonny was gracious enough to allow me into this camp. I was the last guy to get into this.
So it was a pretty dope event. Obviously, you got to have a picture with Gary Charles. Nikki Fargas, of course, is one of the honorees.
Yeah.
It was great to have those conversations in the show last week, and then seeing them, like Tracy McGrady talking about how important Sonny Vaquero was in his life, and how that even brought him into the whole spectrum, because no one was looking at him in high school basketball. It was great to hear from Nikki on how important, or Ndidi on how important it was, for Sonny to be a part and to have that honor of having the first Sonny Vaquero award at the ABIS. Listening to Nikki talk about how Gary was important in her life, and coming in and bringing ABIS to fruition. So great event. We didn't get to make any of the others, but it was wonderful. So again, shout out to them, as well as Uniquely
How's
Driven
your cousin like
LLC.
it?
Huh? My cousin had a blast. We actually sat at the same table as the mayor of North Las Vegas. We didn't talk with her because she was on the other side of our table, but the people next to us were really great. There was a high school coach who had been coaching high school football for about 16 or 17 years. We had some of the uniquely driven people at our table. Of course, the last picture you saw, we saw the No Plays Off sports host, of course, Ms. Bolandi. So it was great. It was great. It was a great time. Everybody looked great in their formal evening attire. So really, really awesome event. Yeah.
Shout out to
Right.
No Plays with Kevin Ray and Miss Volunteer. Don't forget Kevin Ray.
Oh,
I
funny
saw him in that
story
picture
about
too.
Mr. Kevin Ray.
Yeah, don't be excluding Kevin
I'm
Ray
walking
over there.
down the hallway with my cousin, and I see him, and I'm like, hey, you don't see Kevin Ray too often without a hat or maybe
Right.
in a suit, just like you don't see me dressed up and all dolled up either. So I look at him, and I'm like, hey, and he looks at me like one of those "Who are you? Hi" kind of things, right? And it wasn't until I seen Danetta and we took a picture together, I was like, hello, and he goes, man, I didn't know. So that was pretty funny. It's entertaining. Getting into some hot topics. Listen, these Canadian wildfires are no joke, people. Apparently over 40 million people are affected throughout areas of like New York, Pennsylvania, DC, Detroit, Chicago. They've canceled the White Sox Yankees game today, the Tigers Phillies game today, as well as the Lynx and the Liberty game today. They're all being postponed. It's just these shots are all from Wednesday. And so today, or I'm sorry, from Tuesday's games. And so today they took it upon themselves to announce that those games would be postponed. But wild stuff. Shout out to all those people on the East Coast. Make sure if you have breathing problems, do not go out.
I wouldn't go out anyway. They said the extreme air quality level is 100 is extreme. It's at 400.
Unbelievable. Right.
It's like Armageddon out there.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't want none of that.
I'm good with all of that.
Want none of it. I don't need any of it.
Right. I'm good.
It's a whole heap
so good.
A whole heap of mess.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Other thing that I didn't know about, I don't know if this is true or not. It says Apple is gonna be having their new phone will stop autocorrecting FUCK with duck. I know how all of us hate this as much. I also have an issue with come, COME, comes out as Coke for me a lot, and I don't understand why. I don't know if this means just the new phone, like as in Apple, what are we on, 15, the iPhone 15, or if this is just going to be like a software update.
Well, I just had the update, so it's definitely not on there.
Well, maybe it's a future update for when when the new phone comes out. There's always like a new update. I'm hoping that's the case here. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's so wild. So.
Yeah, I'm usually just a WTF person. I'm not even gonna write it all the way out like that anyway. So
I know, but I feel like sometimes you just gotta emphasize the FUCK. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
trust me, but yeah, we've got a whole what the F today with all this stuff going on with your hot topics.
So much going on. We got to talk about Mr. Messi. So, Mr. Messi.
Mm-hmm.
He won the World Cup last year. He has decided
retire.
Right, because I guess he couldn't go back to Barcelona. Right? Mm-hmm. Right. So he's taking his talents to the US of A, he says. And even though a deal is official yet, he's decided to join David Beckham because David Beckham's a co-owner of the Inter Miami MLS. So he's taking his talents here. He's now the third big namer to leave. I don't know, is it the Euro League or whatever in soccer, football, to come to the MLS, which is crazy.
To the US MLS. Yeah, that's crazy.
Because Zlatan, I think it is, one in the top left corner. He actually had taken out a whole page in the LA Times when he came, and of course Beckham, and now Messi. So crazy. What's even more crazy is some of what the potential things in his contract would be in regards to having part ownership in Inter Miami. It wouldn't be subsidized like Beckham had, but he would be able to be a part owner. They're going to cut some of the revenue from the new subscribers to the Apple TV's MLS Season Pass, and he would get a cut of that as part of the negotiations. And this is basically like the next biggest thing to MLS since Beckham came over. So
sounds like they're gonna throw him a bag. And then they also showed how the ticket prices are going from $29 to $429 if Leo Messi.
Well, because Miami is like the lowest team in the MLS in the East Coast, and so here we have it. You've got one of the most famous soccer stars coming over, and yeah, they're gonna feel those problems. That's for sure. Whew, Lord. I can only imagine.
Will they get far with that? I doubt it. Paris is still a bomb.
I mean, but it's Miami. Like, look at right now. You've got the Stanley Cup Finals there tomorrow. You've got the NBA Finals there today. You've got a week long of just professional sports out there. So, I
don't know. It's just an interesting look. It's huge, but it's just interesting. Couldn't come to LA, huh? Messi.
I mean, of course, Seattle, anywhere. He wants to go to Miami.
None of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Everybody want to go to
Unbelievable.
Florida ain't even popping. Everybody want to go to Florida.
I mean, he gonna feel them issues when it comes down to all the changes that are happening there, and
Thought they didn't want no
everything
immigrants. I thought they signed a bill with no immigrants working and all that. They backpedaling on that now, so it's very interesting all the way around.
Oh my goodness!
Blowing up in their face.
It's too much. It's a bit too much. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So after VGK had their great win Monday night, there was a reporter he's from Southern Washington, which is right across the border from Portland, Oregon, but he's in Oregon. He covers Oregon sports, presumably mostly college football. It's Nick Deshelle. So Nick Deshelle went on Twitter and said, what's a professional sports championship look like in Vegas? Well, I think we're about to find out. And Asia took that personally. Insert Michael Jordan meme right now. She said, "Oh, it's lit ASF." So either reword your tweet, Nick, or delete your tweet, Nick. So there was everybody going in. There was, of course, for every 1,000 people that supported Asia's comment, there was the 2 that were trying to help Nick out and say that what he said wasn't that bad. But he followed it up by saying, I now know, I'm now aware, get a WNBA team to Portland so I don't forget again. But the point
is that
being
is that what it
Nick,
takes?
You've got the Seattle Storm, the 3-time world champions in your same state, yet you don't know the WNBA. You don't, I must be too busy with, that was in September and I'm just too busy thinking about college football. Well, then don't comment on things you don't know about.
My thing is, you're a sports reporter. How are you not knowing about WNBA? Why is it not in your wheelhouse just a little bit?
This is why I had to tweet back to him and the Go Beavs account that were trying to defend him and say, don't talk about Las Vegas if you cover Oregon, because he kept mentioning why cover Oregon. Well, don't mention Vegas and don't comment about Vegas teams if you don't know all of Vegas professional teams. Easy peasy. That's it.
Yeah, you got likes on that one.
Yeah. Asia wasn't having it. I feel her for that. So that was just.
I mean, it was just the fact that it was very disingenuous and the acknowledgement of them being just oblivious. And people are still trying to not be reminded that the Aces are the first.
First of all, we're not saying know all WNBA teams and players, but you should at least know who won the professional championship of each league if you cover sports. I mean, we do. We know who wins the championship for all professional sports here in the United States. We cover that. We know that. We might not know MLS, but we'll know who won the MLS Cup or the football or whatever the case may be. It just.
But my thing is this:
Nick deserves to get dragged.
This city is still diminishing these players of not acknowledging that there was a championship here. Everybody on this Knights thing is all about, the Knights are going to do it. It's going to be a great parade. Yeah, I get it. It's going to be probably a huge parade. I hope they do the parade in Summerlin over there by the practice facility and not the Strip. But we don't know what that looks like. But I have to keep reminding people that, no, we already had a team here that won a professional championship. I'm showing coworkers rings. I'm showing friends rings. Oh, did you see the ring? You see the championship rings that the Aces got? Let me show you how they look. Because they won
who do you follow on Twitter? Because anybody in sports, whether even professional athletes in other leagues, knew about the championship, retweeted congratulations to the women. Who do you follow that you don't see this?
It was an epic fail on his part. It's an epic fail of him as a journalist. It's an epic fail that he even is framing himself saying he knows sports. So it's a fail all the way around. He gets an F.
Yeah. Big fail, Nick. Big fail.
Get an L and an F.
Speaking of the parade, though, I don't want it to go 7 games, but I was hopeful it would go 7 games with us winning only because I could go to the championship parade. I'm assuming like other sports like football and stuff, like, the parade usually happens within a few days.
Right.
So I won't be here if they win game 4. I won't be here if they win even in a game 5. I won't be able to be here unless there's a parade on the 22nd or after of June. So
Right.
I'm a little bummed that I may miss a VGK parade, or I will miss. I know they're going to win, period. So that's all.
Tell me about the game. You went to game 2.
Yes. Shout out to Sarah, my homegirl. I appreciate you. We also got tickets for the Winter Classic with the Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights for New Year's Day in Seattle. So we did like a little swap-a-rooney. She had her season tickets. So people, shout out to Quan. Quan's like, oh, you must seem full of money, because those tickets were going
Oh,
on
they were like $500, honey.
$500 to $1,000. And I'm like, there's
I looked on the Game Time app, and the seats in the upper deck were $550.
Right. That was about close, that was the day of the game, I think, when I looked. I was like, okay, they gone down. But when I looked a few days before, people were still trying to sell them for like $1,000. And I was like, there's no way in hell. There's no way.
Yeah,
game was great. All I can say is that Vegas Golden Knights are coming, and the Panthers are putting up not a fight on the ice. Well, literally a fight on the ice. They're literally fighting our guys left and right. And there was so many penalties throughout last game, as well as the first game.
Right.
I actually thought I had caught the end of a fight, and turns out there was still more fighting to go. So watch this. I mean, it just went on and on and on. There was never
ridiculous.
But I will say, bucket list item checked off, a Stanley Cup Finals game in the books. The fans, standing room only fans. I mean, the place was packed. It was loud. It was almost as loud for when Aiden Hill was saving pucks as it was for us to score a goal. It was just that loud. Here's a little bit from the intro on Tuesday or Monday too.
Conquered many giants, but they'll soon realize they're not hunters. They are prey. And the Golden Knights are hungry as they chase ultimate glory. This is Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
It was pretty live in there. Your boy Tay Adams was there. He hit the siren, I think, between the second and third period. It was also cool to see him sitting actually in the lower bowl. He wasn't in a suite or nothing. He was in the lower bowl, enjoying the action. I think someone was trying. Yeah. So
I reposted that with him cranking that. Raiders had posted it. So, I like to see that.
It was very cool. It was very cool. So Vegas Golden Knights will go up tomorrow for game 3 in Florida. We won 7-2 and 5-2 between the first 2 games. Aiden played it magnificent on Monday. He really did great. Zach Eichel even got collided with one of the Panthers players, had to go to the locker room, still came back out and immediately went into having one of the best assists of the night to Marchie.
It was about time because he didn't show up in game 1 and he didn't show in the postseason either. So Jack Eichel, we have your little head. I rub it from time to time just to make you get good luck because he is.
Well, March's show was in there for sure. Marchie was doing his thing.
Marchie was doing his thing, but I needed Jack Eichel to show up too because he is that clutch guy and he had been clutch most of the season, so that needed to happen.
Okay.
But I was very concerned with him when he got hurt and went over to the.
It was very scary. Very scary. Yeah. Hey, shout out to my mom watching. My mom's back home. Hey, Mom. Watch out for the watch parties. Thursday, tomorrow, watch party at Stadium Swim. Game is at 5. Round 4, game 3. For Saturday's game 4, it's going to be at the Las Vegas ballpark, a more family-friendly atmosphere for the watch party. So if you're 21 and over, head on to Stadium Swim. If you are under 21, then you can head over there on Saturday to Las Vegas ballpark. So I unfortunately the stadium swim is my go-to for watch parties, and I won't be able to go. So bummer. It's all good. They're still going to win without me there. I can feel it. I can feel it.
You do something.
I know. So other Vegas news. This came out yesterday. Our Oakland to Las Vegas transition for the A's is at a standstill because it's the the bill, which is SB 509, which is outlining how the stadium would be funded, failed to get on the regular legislative session for Nevada. And per the Assembly Speaker, said that it would not be included in a special session. So it's not happening during this legislative session, which I'm not familiar with when that restarts or not, but it's not happening now. Not sure when that's going to happen. Good luck to the A's on that one. I don't even know what else you can do in that predicament, but hey. We also got a little clip of one of the who knew Pete Davidson can hoop? Check out Pete Davidson, who was seen at the UNLV Running Rebels basketball practice. And listen, Pete can do it. I mean, who knew Pete Davidson was balling like that?
That skills like that. He does. I saw that. Yeah.
Is that why the Kardashians were on him? Because he had some athletic ability?
No, they were on him because you knew what the rumors were.
Well, I know, but I was making a pun on the Kardashians athletes, choices. So, hey, Steph, what's going on, girl? She said Pete can do no wrong in my book.
I like it too. I like him too.
I heard that. I
like Pete too. I'm cool with Pete as well.
Let's talk about the Aces. Our girl Asia out here doing the most. So since entering the WNBA in 2018, Asia has now had 149 double-figure scoring games, the most of any player in that time frame. So she is definitely going to be on track, right? Also, right now, the All-Star voting is going on. If you need to get to the WNBA.com, put in your All-Star votes. Again, the All-Star weekend is here in Las Vegas in July, Michelob Ultra Arena, Mandalay Bay. So make sure you get your votes in and get out there. I think tickets are still available, but I think most of them are resale now. So if you didn't get a ticket,
Yeah, because Brittany, I'm telling you.
It's going to be major. Girl. Yes. Go, Asia, go. Asia's, big time. Big time. For all those guys out there who maybe haven't got into the gym yet or anything, the Lights soccer team, Lights FC, would like to have you. So they are having a dad bod dance-off during halftime of the June 10th, this Saturday match with Monterey Bay FC, 7:30. You can go to the lightsfc.com/dadbod, submit your application because it is dad bod dance off.
I'm so mad at
the Lights will never cease to amaze me in their promotional capabilities.
I'm so mad at the picture with all the guys with dad bods. Like I'm looking at it on the iPad here.
Like why not? Why not?
Look at all the dad bods. Yeah.
We got to get into a couple Hookadores real quick before we get into some more topics. This
we already did.
Sports betting thing is a lot. The sports betting has been going on. They announced not too long ago, I think it was yesterday. So one of the Colts players here, Isaiah Rodgers, admitted to making an error in judgment amid the NFL's investigation into possible gambling violations. This is one of the guys, I think, who was betting on games in the locker room. So,
at this point, I'm starting to think that the players just have a gambling addiction and they can't help themselves because you're clearly not thinking smart about how to do this. It's an addiction. It has to be. There's no way that these players keep
I mean,
doing stupid bonehead
but
mistakes.
during the game,
But that's an addiction. That's what I'm saying. You
I
have
get
to be
it.
addicted to gambling.
So
because
now we're
there's
gonna
no
have the
way that
PSAs.
you're gonna be doing this.
Well,
like
here's
that
some
when you got
good
friends.
some good points that were brought up. So I want to benchmark Brand, one of my guys that has the great videos. Here's one he had for this topic in particular.
Welcome to Gamblers Anonymous, because apparently you guys still haven't gotten the message. Hey, am I late? I don't know, because I don't know who you are. No one knows who you are. Please sit down. First lesson, you walk into your facility and a teammate comes up to you and asks, hey, what are you betting on today? Your answer? Underwater rugby. Stickball. My own team's game. No, no, and dude. Guys, the correct answer is nothing. You are not allowed to bet while on team property. Oh, so I can bet on the Colts as long as I'm at home. No, Pete Rose, you're not allowed to bet on your own sport ever. Other sports, as long as you're off team property, is fine. So, Jameson, have fun betting on your stickball or corgi racing or egg toss or whatever the you're betting on. Hey, isn't this a little hypocritical? Great, now the irrelevant depth wide receiver has something to say. What do you want? No, he's got a point. Look, I see now how betting on the NFL as a player could be bad for the integrity of the game, and I'll own that. But should you guys really be coming down so hard on gambling violations when you have gambling sponsorships all over the place? What are you talking about? Oh, come on. Everything you guys do is sponsored by DraftKings, FanDuel, or Caesars. No, it's not. Then what's on your forehead? Not to mention the 25 teams that have other individual sports betting sponsorships. So what? Just saying, it's a little weird. The NBA is about to suspend Ja Morant for waving a gun around. You don't see them being sponsored by the NRA. Okay, but actually, that might be a good partnership for them. Their acronyms are only one letter apart. Guys, okay, I get where you're coming from, but we're not condoning that our players use all of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Very valid point, though. You're condoning these guys for gambling, but you're sponsored by every gambling site known to man.
Like I said, they must have a gambling addiction. There's just no way.
It's just wild.
And that needs to be a thing for them to talk about. That might need to be a huge conversation. If you feel like you are addicted to gambling or addicted to the rush of placing bets, maybe that's something, needs to be talked about more.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't help that they got FanDuel and DraftKings in their locker room and they want to go on the app right quick to place a bet. I mean,
of course not. Of course not. You see it every time you're watching a game. You see all the commercials for them, even the Caesars, the MGM bets. I mean, everything out here. We see the STNs. We see everything out here.
Absolutely.
And why wouldn't they feel that it's somewhat okay?
Right.
I mean, the league is basically getting paid money by big dollars by these betting apps, and yet this is what's happening. So I don't know.
It's a mess. I think it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. Stephanie said these people lack common sense and
they're addicted. They definitely, when you're addicted to something, you have no common sense. I think it's a serious problem. Like that may be something they need to talk about for real.
Definitely. Another thing we need to talk about is the Zion love triangle that we didn't know would be hearing about.
This made my
I didn't know Pete Davidson.
Just
like I didn't know Pete Davidson had balling skills. I didn't know Zion had macking skills this great. I mean, we barely see Zion playing in any basketball games, period, let alone for him.
He only played 49 games last season.
So check out.
We know why he's not coming back to the court. We know why now.
Yeah. So we got a little clip from Kent Sports on Twitter just to catch you all up on the Zion love triangle.
A off-court tea in a while. Let's get into it. Now, apparently off the court, Zion is quite the player. So he announces with his alleged girlfriend, Akima, that they're expecting a baby girl. The only problem is his other girlfriend was not too happy. Enter other girlfriend, Mariah Mills, adult film star. And she's on a Twitter rampage like we've never seen before this one. I was with you last week in New Orleans. You didn't tell me you had a random thought pregnant after all I've done for you. Just her whole string of tweets. She's scorned. This is one of my favorites of her rampage. I let you blank in my mouth last week when we effed. You could have told me you had another wife pregnant. How was that going to work? Moving us both to New Orleans, you think I would have found out? Zion's just a player like we didn't know. She really goes for the body bag when she tells him, hey, I'm the one who motivated you to get back in shape, and asks him to get a DNA test. And then, again, won't stop. She says, your baby mama's the reason you gained weight. She's toxic. I hate this for you. Follow along for more updates on this incredible love triangle.
Mariah went in on the whole situation. She had receipts upon receipts upon receipts to back everything up.
She flamed him. This is the thing guys have to understand. Do not piss off a sex worker. That's what you don't do. Simple 101. Don't piss off a sex worker. The reason why I say that is because you are your most inhibited with a sex worker. You lose all sense of concern or worry because you're not going to be judged for the acts that you perform, the acts that she performs, and it's in a no judgment free zone, so you get very comfortable and relaxed. That is the worst type of woman you ever want to piss off because they will have receipts on receipts. They will drop a bag on you. If they don't sign anything, if they're not warranted on NDAs,
You better get that
they're
NDA
going
out
to
real
tell it all.
quick. You gotta
Even a
get
few that sign
NDA.
NDAs still tell all. Don't piss off the sex workers. If you're going to date them, don't piss them off.
Listen, we
Why
are in
would
a
you do
social
that?
media day and age. Like, if you haven't learned by seeing some of your peers being burned on social media,
And they're nobodies. They're nobodies. You're actually getting flamed by a star. Don't piss off the sex workers. It's just that simple. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And then the rumor is, you know, she's in the industry as well, either stripper side or porn side. So then the fact that Mariah Mills, who is very infamous, is degrading that you went for a B-level star who just got into the thing and a stripper is even more hurtful.
So we know what Zion's his crutch is. He has a thing for adult entertainers or entertainers, period.
Jimmy, they call Jimmy Porno for a reason.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo is Jimmy Porno for a reason. We know he likes the stars. That's fine. That's his business. But this guy here doesn't even fit the title. You played for 29 games, sir. I'm like Stephen A. Smith. He went on a rant. You played for 29 games. What the heck were you doing? Now we know why you didn't want to come back and play games.
That's why he's catching the weight. He's becoming Lemon Pepper Lou over there and getting the wings and lap dances in the
No, he's getting more than lap dances. He's actually going on certain websites looking for mates on page 121 as he keeps clicking on the webpage.
Steph said legit, piss them off and they'll write a tell out. But listen, I'm ready for Mariah's tell out.
I cannot be mad at
ready for it.
What they do is what they do. Do not come down on this woman because that is her job of choice. Come down on this man for being an idiot. For letting all your ambitions go. And if you post an announcement that you're having a baby with someone else, knowing that you're messing with someone else and you didn't tell them, I think all she wanted to be was in the loop and be told. Not thinking she's the only one.
I've got a few
any other woman.
And what they also didn't show too is that there was a bunch of messages that she posted from Zion saying, "Hey, I want to move you to New Orleans. How much are you want me to pay you a month? I just can't wait for you to come to New Orleans. I'm ready." Like,
first of all, if you're screenshotting Snapchat messages,
thirsty.
You know you have receipts. So he's just an idiot. You're just an idiot, sir.
Zion just sounds so thirsty.
Hey,
what's up to Kevin Ray in the comments? Hey, Kevin Ray. He agrees. I talked about
you. You don't mess with sex workers. You don't do that. You don't piss them off. That's the worst thing you could ever do in life.
The best part of it, the sex workers, is you're supposed to just keep them on the DL. You're not supposed to have these ongoing relationships.
You can keep them open. Just respect them. Don't piss them off. Simple. Don't piss them off.
They don't come with the fire.
Know everything about you. You have released all inhibitions in a space because you let them do whatever you want to them and you do whatever you want to them. So again, no judgment. And their inhibitions are out there. You pissed off the wrong type of female. Don't piss off sex workers. It's just simple.
Hopefully Zion has learned his lesson. We're hoping Zion doesn't get on his Nick Cannon thing or anything, but hopefully,
This is an idiot. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is known for being a porn king. Okay, we know this. Has he had any scandals?
No, he just gets caught in restaurants with him, which is fine. You're going to dinner. That's great.
We know he's porno Jimmy. When the brothels offered him a thing to stay,
sex for life.
That makes sense. And no one's judging him. No one's saying a thing. But this idiot here just thinks he's big. And you played 29 games, sir. You deserve that flame alone. This is what you're doing? Wasting the church's money. They're spending the money on BS.
Or the fact that you are dealing with both these women and maybe others. Let's assume there are more than just two.
Well,
you had the.
I'm probably not the only one. There's probably
right,
more.
But then you let the girl that's pregnant currently with you shoot a whole video at your bridal, your baby shower, and then post it. So you don't think in social media age that no one's gonna find out whether she's known or not that you have a baby on the way with her?
He's a freaking idiot. He's just dumb. And he deserves to get flamed on Twitter. They deserve to have all the memes come at him. He's an idiot. Don't mess. Actually, get a t-shirt. Don't piss off sex workers. Just don't. Like, every guy should know this. Like, how are you not that smart? That you don't piss off the one that
is a t-shirt that we need to get on that one now.
That literally has your balls, excuse my language, in their hands. Literally.
Absolutely.
And figuratively. They know everything.
Or in your mouth. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that too. He said all of that too. You can't just, hey, listen, I'm telling you. These women
It's a
have told all
wild, wild time now. These girls are smart. They know what they're doing. They're in there for a reason. So yeah,
you
Zion,
messed with the
hopefully
wrong one.
you can get it together for
Did we
this.
not learn the lessons of Corinne Steffens when she put out her book, part 1 and 2?
How have we not learned? And this was even before social media days. Like, have we not taught the youth good as what they need to know? I don't know.
Yeah, like
It's
we
crazy.
didn't learn the lessons of Corinne Steffens. Y'all just thought that was just some other myth stuff, huh? Okay. It was gonna happen to me. That's what they say.
Steph just mentioned, I hadn't seen this yet. Thanks, Steph.
Yeah.
So speaking of Zion, a former UNLV basketball recruit, I think it was Zion Collins, pled guilty. Remember there was a fatal crash out in the Southwest. I think it was a year or two ago. He will likely not serve more than 90 days in Clark County Detention Center.
His was a DUI too, right?
Yeah, which led to a fatal crash.
Yeah, right.
90 days.
90
That's
days,
what we're doing now?
Well, that's what Henry Ruggs might get.
90 days. Well, I don't know.
Well, he may not get 90. He may get a little longer because they've been putting it heavy on him. And it's more so the woman and the dog than anything that's making his beat up even more. But 90 days, yeah. And it's the same, he has the same attorney that Henry Ruggs has. So I wouldn't be surprised of that.
Gotcha.
They're the same attorney.
Hey, I mean, they went for, they knew how to do it, I guess. I don't know.
I paid a lot of
Let's get into these finals. What do we got for score-wise right now, Mo?
You know what? I was watching it and
93-77. Nuggets are up by a lot. I will say this before I started the show, the third quarter had just started and they already reported that Jokic had only had 3 assists to get a triple-double. And this was in the third period. Third period, he was almost a triple-double. He could have already had one now. I'm not sure, but they are currently up by 14 points. So
the thing of it is you mean to tell me this guy ain't the MVP 3 times in a row? Like, come on. Listen.
And what's funny is, did you see this? What Kevin Durant said? He's like, Jokic doesn't want or cares to be a star. He wants to go to work, go home, FaceTime his horses, and hop in the pool.
That's facts too, because he's very humble as a player. He never wants to promote himself. He is all about the team. And I like how he takes his wedding ring every game and puts it on the shoestring and ties it.
We can barely find a good man, and Jokic is out here tying his wedding ring every single game to the laces of his shoes.
Yeah. Can't even get a guy to buy us a cup of coffee.
Hello.
Right.
A smoothie, take me on a picnic. I don't even care. But
that's a whole nother pod to get into, bro, for real.
A whole other one. But yeah, and it's funny because usually when he wins MVP, the Nuggets aren't in any playoffs, so he's already out in his home country on his horses. You always watch him on his little carriage running into the barn for the last 2 MVP trophies he received. So that's any thoughts on the finals, Mo? Obviously we're seeing probably a Nuggets win here, which would put them up 2-1. They almost had won game 2 as well with a close
it came very close.
attempt.
It was kind of different playmakings and Jamal Murray's last attempt at a 3 just didn't land. I'm still rolling with the Nuggets. I don't know if it's gonna go 7. I don't mind seeing 7, but I'm ready to wrap up the NBA season. And
I feel like it's going to be like a 5-6er. Like, I feel like if Miami, so apparently Miami's third game of a series has been atrocious. So they always seem to lose their money line or stat bet, I guess it is. So everybody was betting on the Nuggets for the game because they have a terrible series or game 3s.
Okay.
But it's your first game back in Miami. I mean, granted, you barely won in Denver for game 2. You win tonight. Let's say, I don't even know if they could win tomorrow. I mean, what's Himmy's stats right now? What has he got? Where are we at with Jimmy? Is this playoff Jimmy or no playoff Jimmy? Let me look at the live stat.
I'm looking at the box score right now. Joker has 30 points and he's at 10 assists. And 20 rebounds. So he hit his triple-double.
Butler's got 26, so you can't be mad at that. Adebayo with 19, but nobody else really, except for Caleb Martin with the 10, has gone to double digits. So that's
and shout out to Caleb Martin in our finest. I mean, I really appreciate to see him out there doing his thing. Yet I just don't think I really want Denver to win this. They just deserve it. They've got a
They
crappy
deserve it.
team with football. They got a crappy team with baseball. They got,
Hockey.
they need something.
The Denver people need something
They
to cheer
do.
for out there.
They do.
And all
But
I
I
can
don't
say
want
for
it to be a thing
Denver,
where Miami loses and then the Panthers win. I'd rather have VGK win and then the Miami Heat lose. You know,
I don't feel
I
like
need something
either
like
Miami team is going to
Or
be
Miami
winning
wins, I should
either.
say.
I don't feel like either Miami team will be winning. And I
And that's
also
a
hope
stupid
that
name for a hockey team, by the way. Florida,
the
that's the state. So you're not even saying Miami Panthers?
I mean, they do that a lot in places, though.
It's stupid.
I don't know.
Rep your city. You're coming from the 305. Be the 305.
Hey,
Florida Panthers.
maybe because they want to be labeled. You got the Florida Marlins. They do the same thing.
I know, it's crazy. It's just crazy
Too
to
much.
me.
It's a
But
lot.
the thing of it is if Miami Heat wins, then I want VGK to win. I don't want both teams to win.
Well, we want VGK to win, period.
We want VGK to
and
win.
we want
So
the Nuggets
if it
to
means
win.
the Heat
So
have to win.
the Miami don't listen. Florida don't need it-ish. They've done
They don't
enough.
really need anything. But
They
I
don't deserve anything. The whole state of Florida can throw off the United States and go into the water for
They
all
really
we care.
can. They can. But if
their
we had to
rules, their
split it, I
laws.
want my VGK first, and then
Sure.
because one of them's gonna win. One of them definitely is gonna win. It'd be nice if both of them lose, but one of them's coming out of there. That's just what
I don't think so. I don't think the
You don't
Panthers
think?
or the Heat will win. That's my own personal hope or preference.
I hope
guess,
not.
So.
I hope not.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I really hope not. Definitely VGK time. This is ridiculous. 6 seasons and here we are again. We need to have
Steph's down for an annex of Florida. I think it should just, let it float off into the Caribbean or something, and we can all
we
ban
don't
it.
like Florida anyway. We know this, but you know, Florida's getting so hyped up and winning and getting Leo Messi. I'm like, he couldn't go to California.
I know. We also had news today that Chris Paul got waived by the Suns, so he's going to be a free agent.
That was the news. They were trying to deflect on the Zion thing. That didn't trend too well. We're still on Zion.
But does that mean LeBron stays? I mean, it was because there were some rumors last week that
don't you say it. Don't you dare say it.
Irving wanted LeBron to Dallas.
No.
He's like, no.
No.
But is a CP headed to LA?
Don't say that. He better go to the Clippers then. He's not coming to the Lakers. That makes no sense whatsoever.
It's BFF.
I don't care. No. We have a good, solid core group of players. Why are we sacrificing them for has-beens? And
because you got to start paying some of these young guys that were performing.
He's on the other side. He is not going to win any other. He's not going to get a championship. He needs to come to realize that, and he's not coming to LA to do so. So you got to get rid of all our people for Chris Paul?
Well, no. But you got to start paying the guys that weren't getting paid before because they put you guys. They carried you into the playoffs.
We can't pay him if we're paying Chris Paul $30 million to come over to the Lakers.
I feel like he's a person that would take a significant pay cut because he knows he really is.
He
just got waived by the Suns.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. Because if his arrogance wasn't what it was, he would have been retired from the NBA. And he's not doing it. So no, I don't think he would.
Steph said you're trying to block CP to LA again.
Well, we wanted CP at the right time. We wanted him before he was prime CP. He's on the other side. Right. I mean, all he could do is an effective assist passer. That's all he could do. His shooting is off. It's just not, no.
So the other NBA news was that Damian Lillard jokingly commented about how he could see himself with the Heat or with the Nets. So does that mean that it's time for Dame to finally leave the Pacific Northwest?
They ain't got a place for him either. Neither team has a place for him either. I don't understand. These teams are running on all cylinders, and you have to sacrifice bench players or road players for the stars. The Stars may not be able to look at what happened to Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
They were running really well until he came over there.
Until that happened.
I just need people to sit down for a little bit. And I like Dame because he's a Raider fan. He's my Raider brother. I get it, but don't do that. Just don't do that.
I like Dame because of his loyalty with the team too. I mean, your team has struggled for years, and you just
neither team is broken. Don't do that.
It might be time.
Don't do that. Neither team is broken. Don't do that. Look for another team. Shop somewhere else. Shop Sacramento. Shop somewhere else. Not even Sacramento. They're fine too. Just go somewhere else.
Okay.
Go to Houston. Look at Houston. Look at New York. I know. But that's the only vacancies I know of. Like, everybody's really running pretty well. You can go to New Orleans. Go down to New Orleans. Because you're not getting Zion back anytime soon. Why don't you get cut him and get Dame?
Some WNBA news. So Aliyah Boston is showing why she's the number one pick. This girl's been balling out. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 12 for 15 in the game. If you've been watching her, you know why she was number one, and she is definitely going to be a franchise player, whether she sticks with the Fever or moves on. But this girl is lighting it up on the court. We also saw the Seattle Storm get their very first win of the season. This is definitely a different time and era for the Seattle Storm, as they're used to winning championships and being on top of the WNBA,
Well,
but they had not.
They lost two.
Well, yeah, Stewie and Sue, right? We get that.
Yeah.
But you see that they were down 21 points. Listen, they only had 6 points in the second quarter. 6. Halfway, like 2 minutes into the second quarter, they had 6 points. They ended up winning the game by 3 points, came back from a 21-point deficit. Jewel Lloyd with like her fourth 25-point game, the Gold Mamba, really showing through. So shout out to the Seattle Storm for that great win. The WNBA has been good.
Yes, it has.
Fantasy basketball has been good as well. It's been great. So make sure you get out there, watch games, get you and WNBA League Pass. It's not too late, and go vote for All-Star, because that's really where it's at. And we can't wait to see everybody here in Vegas for that.
Mm-hmm.
Steph said, "Did you see Darren Waller's new kitty? Does he have a kitty?"
Yes, I did see his new kitty. I follow him on Insta. I did.
Is it the family kitty? So would it be the
No, he said his son. So I don't know.
The Plum Waller family, or no?
It just said his son. So it looked like he was in a New York apartment. So I don't know.
Okay.
His kitty.
It's gonna be like a blended family then for the Plum Wallers.
Yeah. It didn't look like he was in a Vegas apartment. It looked more like he was in his New York.
Well, he's probably, I mean, it's mini camp time, so he's got to be in New York.
Right. So
mini
that's
camp's happening. You know, Kelsey Plum is on the road right now. The Aces are on the road. They have one more game with Connecticut Sun. Then they come back home. The Aces come back here on Sunday, the 11th, for a noon game. Everybody watch out, because it is a noon game on Sunday, the 11th.
And it's Pride game.
Yeah. Is it Pride game on Sunday? I thought it was during the week.
It's Pride game on Sunday.
Is it? Oh.
So.
I thought it was later, but I thought it was during, I think it was like one of the games during the week, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was the Sunday game, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I see it everywhere, and I'm thinking it's coming up, so that's why I assumed it was Sunday, because they keep advertising.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like it was. I feel like because it's a day game, I feel like the Pride game would be more during the week. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I don't know.
So apparently your team, the Dodgers, are injuring players with their lackluster padding and unreinforced walls. Aaron Judge hurt his toe and is now on the injured reserve list.
They kicked our butts the last 2 games of that 3-game series. I care not. It obviously didn't affect him enough to whoop our behinds at Dodger Stadium. So what, Aaron?
I'm just laughing that they still have an actual fence as part of their gate. Like,
they do.
Did you not think having an actual fence as your gate would be like probably something to upgrade? You wouldn't need to have someone crashing through it to figure that out.
Well, we didn't expect Aaron Judge to make a stink about it either and crashing through it either. We've never had any other player crash through it.
It'd be on the IL. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. You still kicked our butts the last 2 games. I don't care. Yeah. I hope he gets better.
Right.
I saw a podcast where he and Mookie Betts were on together, and they get along very well, and I'm sure it's all fun and games. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but you kicked our butts the last 2 out of the 3-game series. I care not.
Oh man, that's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, not for nothing. We still get our 45,000 fans in their seats in our 52,000 seated arena. So
absolutely,
we don't have no problem.
So the Kansas City Chiefs visited the White House per their championship tour. Yeah. They get to go, and funny to see Travis Kelce try and take the podium to speak.
Oh yeah,
and
that was funny.
Patrick Mahomes had to stop him.
Pull him away. You never know what he's gonna say.
No, you can't do that here. Not at the White House.
He wanted to say something. There was no telling what would come out.
So I've been waiting for this.
Sorry.
Patrick grabbed him like he was Secret Service too.
Right. Nobody. We're not playing that today.
I thought it was cute. But he grabbed it like he was
super
a Secret
cute.
Service agent. He grabbed it real quick.
It was very cute. I enjoyed that thoroughly. It was good. So we all know the NFL mini camp has started. If you've seen your favorite players out there dressing up, I think they had media. I know the Seahawks had media day today. So it's great to see those things happening out there.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is going to be making history as the first Buffalo Bills
Oh
to be
boy.
and grace the Madden cover. Will this
Oh
be the
no.
Madden curse for the Bills?
Yeah.
However, they are also making history by being one of the only covers to actually include fans as a nod to the Bills Mafia. So it's a special edition, deluxe edition cover where he's there with all the Bills Mafia fans. Has never been done before in the Madden history.
Just an excuse to play $100 for the game. Okay. Whatever.
Is that what that is? The deluxe edition is more money?
Yeah, it is.
I've never played Madden in my life. I've never played Madden in my life.
I have Madden, and I hope it updates to what this level is, but I feel like I may have to go out and get this one because now I'm 2 years behind because I didn't get last season's Madden, but I got the season before. But the thing of it is they do that. These deluxe covers, the game is already $50, $60. So the deluxe cover, what, 100 you want us to spend? I'm not doing that.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, come on. I'll buy the game, but I'm not paying a deluxe edition just for the Mafia to be on there. I'll be darned. But Bill fans love it. You can get it signed or something. That would be cool, whatever. But
all right.
Anyway.
Denver's up by 10 with a minute left. Other NFL news, the Commanders are actually open to listening for offers for Chase Young, which is causing people to believe that Washington wants to redo their whole roster all over. You got one of the best defensive ends here in Chase Young, and you want to listen to offers. So, hey, okay, whatever works for you. One place that Chase should not go is Cleveland. Cleveland was a bad place for professional athletes, for the Browns players this weekend. Two of their players, Greg Newsome, the second, who's a cornerback, as well as Perion Winfrey, a defensive end. They were robbed at gunpoint after leaving a club in Cleveland Monday morning, had jewelry stolen, as well as rode off in Newsome's truck. And then earlier that weekend, Demetric Felton, he's the backup running back, had his vehicle stolen out of his apartment garage. This is all the same weekend. So
somebody's clocking them.
Maybe overlook the Cleveland Browns.
Somebody's clocking them, huh?
It was a hot weekend, I guess. It was a hot weekend.
Hopefully they weren't.
One thing I'm excited for, the retro throwback jersey game has officially been announced. It's going to be October 29th, funny as it be, against the Cleveland Browns. So our 90s themed blue and silver helmet throwback jerseys. There's Chris Warren there on the left, and then there's the mock-up of Bobby Wagner in the silver and blue, royal blue. So excited to see that. Can't wait for the more of those jerseys to go on sale because the throwback retros are probably one of my favorite colored jerseys out there. Yeah. I got some girl power. There's a few of them. So I didn't do sneakers today because I felt like we needed to, these girl power moments are just.
Yeah, let's get into them. What we got
to talk about. So first off, they got the College World Series happening, started today. It's got a Florida State softball versus the defending champs, Oklahoma, who's trying to win their third World Series in a row. But this is Michaela Edenfield from Florida State. She does her eye makeup ridiculously insane before games. And so these are some of her pictures from her eye makeup. Top tier makeup in the softball game. Unbelievable. If you haven't been watching, the World Series is going down. It started today at 5. There'll be a game tomorrow at 4:30, as well as one Friday, if necessary. Best of 3 wins the series. So shout out to Michaela with her unbelievable talent for eye makeup. I'm saying unbelievable.
Very stunning.
Yeah. So this is the here's the Oklahoma's trying to go for their third against Florida State University. So shout out to them. And what was my other ones? Oh yes. Listen, y'all. First of all, if you've ever been to Aviators game here in Las Vegas, that's our minor league baseball team, an affiliate of the Oakland A's, of course. If you've come to like a Jersey night or something like that, where maybe the line's pretty long to get in because everybody wants to get that freebie. Well, let me just talk about Iowa Cubs. Iowa Cubs are the affiliate for the Chicago Cubs. And Caitlin Clark was there to pitch last Saturday because, of course, she's from Iowa. She played
Right.
in Iowa. When I tell you she was supposed to, I think the doors opened at 5. I think she pitched when the game started at like 6:30.
That line was so daggone long.
They're not getting nothing for free. They're just getting a chance to see Caitlin Clark. Check this out.
It was like 2 months.
The
Did
video
she stay
went.
longer? Did she
Huh?
stay longer than she needed to?
I know she threw out the first pitch. I don't know how long she stayed, but those fans were in line for hours. And that video went on for another 20 seconds,
Oh,
just so
I
you
know.
know.
I
There was
saw
a
that.
full
Yeah, that's
minute
crazy.
of them driving through the line, which is
Well, you know, they all
insane.
showed up for that girl. I'm not really surprised.
Insane. They showed out for her unbelievably. And I had one last one. I don't know where my picture for this one
They
went. I
showed
feel like
out for her though, big time. Like they were there at the games and the tournaments and everything.
Steph
So I'm really
said
not
game
surprised.
over. Denver 109, Miami 94. So
Yeah,
that
good.
is
We love
how the
that.
cookie crumbles.
Good. All right.
I had one more picture I was trying to
Who'd you
find.
have?
I don't know where it went. I'm so bummed.
Who was it?
It was the ladies from 3-on-3, the FIBA USA team. Compromised of course, Haley Van Lith, who we all know as the Louisville star, who actually just transferred to LSU.
Right.
Sarah Burdick, she's a former Tennessee star. Cameron Brink, she plays for Stanford. She got the MVP. And Lene Harper, who is a former Ohio State player. She got undrafted in 2018 for the WNBA, played with the Sky and the Lynx, and is a free agent now. But those 4 women won the WNBA 3-on-3 FIBA World Cup in Vienna for the first time, winning a gold since 2014. So shout out to those ladies for winning that. One last thing I want to talk about, and when Mo comes back, hopefully she comes back when this is on, but the Panthers news reporter was seen on social media.
Very loud crowd here at T-Mobile Arena. Obviously, Vegas fans enjoying the less than ideal night for the Panthers. Falling to the Knights. No. Oh my God, you don't want to be, right? Let's get into the highlights.
We lost Mo, but I wanted to address that. First of all, I've never seen any of our guys or women that cover the Vegas Golden Knights in an opposing stadium's live shot during a game with fans. So sucks that happened to her. Here's Mo now.
Sorry, my phone was ringing, you know.
Oh, Lord. Doing a lot. Are you good?
I gotta call her back. I told her I'd call her back.
Did you see so we're talking about the Panthers reporter that had
I
was
saw
doing
that. Did I send you that? I thought we talked about
stiff
that
sidearm. So I
Yeah,
want
we
to just
talked
bring
about
her
that.
up because congrats to her as a woman, as a sportscaster for holding down her own. One thing I did mention though is that it was odd to see an opposing sportscaster doing a live shot mid-game while you're losing. I've never seen, any of our sports reporters here in Vegas being inside doing live feeds during the game. I've seen, Jesse, of course, and B-Sal and all them doing it before the game or after shots. Right. So it was sad that she had to do that mid-game when they were losing by so much. And of course,
but
Vegas
I think that takes balls for her to do that. That's actually a stunning thing because no guy would ever do that. She stepped into an arena to do so.
And stiff-armed them like a linebacker.
Stiff-armed them like it wasn't nothing. So she took on a hostile crowd while reporting and getting her story out. She definitely deserves girl power. No guy is willing to do that. They're too chicken. So leave it up to a woman to do
Hey,
the darn thing, and she did that. So I'm not about
my
to
only
diminish why she
issue
did
was
something and
her
hashtag why.
tweet that said she can't wait. She can't wait to go back to classy fans, and I was like, okay.
Well, the thing of it is they aren't classy. Some of them aren't. I get it.
But
the
speaking
thing
from
of
a
it is
team
you're-
who's like literally getting into penalty situations every 5 seconds, like your team and your fans may not be that classy anyway. But hey, you got a bias. We get
I
it.
mean, you gotta say some kind of shade. They ain't classy. You know what fan is classy to a certain degree. None of them are classy. I mean, the players, I don't expect much from them
Yeah.
because they warrant the fights. We've done unsportsmanlike stuff on the night side. I'm on that.
Right,
But she needed to stand her ground and do what she did. And no guy will ever attempt to do what she did
Absolutely.
with the fear of getting in
Absolutely.
a fight with a classless fan. So she
Steph
did the
said,
right thing. And
stand
like I
your
said,
ground, girl. Yes, that's
exactly.
right.
Like, come on. I'm not about to be diminishing why she did that. That thing was dope. She needed to do that. Show up, girl. Show up.
Right, right.
Make your stance and make
Make
your
it
point.
be
And go on.
known. Yes.
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 For all of us,
Hey.
Paloma, she did that.
So just a reminder, there'll be no show next week. I will be on
Right.
vacation. We will continue on the 22nd, which is a Thursday. Hopefully by the 22nd, we're celebrating a VGK championship, the second professional championship in Las Vegas, as well as hopefully a Nuggets championship as well. We're going to ixnay on the Miami May wins,
Yeah.
but that's all for us. We appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I know we show a lot of, if you're listening to us and you're missing out on what's happening because you're not watching, there's a reason why. We have videos, we have content. We want you
We
to
need
be
you to
watching
subscribe
with
to the
us.
YouTube channel, and we need to tell your friends to subscribe to the YouTube channel and just be on YouTube.
One more time. I
Before
can't
we
hear you.
take it off of Facebook and just have y'all strictly go to YouTube. That might be the right move to
Oh,
do.
ooh.
I'm just saying.
Mo leaving threats out here for 23.
Yes,
Watch
my
out.
last name ain't
Watch
threats
out.
for nothing.
Oh, but shout out. We got new stickers.
We
They
did. I
have
like those.
bling. I don't know if you can see
I
it.
thought of like the shiny and the bling.
Yes.
Really cute.
So if you want a sticker, you want to put it on your water
Holla
bottle,
at us.
your cup, wherever, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs, but subscribe, give us a like, share, and that's all for today. We'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Bye.
We're out.